Thank you all and welcome to the Business Blend. We meet monthly every third Thursday of the month. Thank you all for coming on this wonderful, beautiful, beautiful morning. First and foremost, I do want to thank our sponsors, the Southeastern Washington Economic Development Association, the Pullman Chamber of Commerce, and Avista Utilities. Each of those organizations is investing into the community and into the business community. And I'm really excited for today's session because we're going to be talking about user profiles. Now, people call these archetypes, personas. There's a lot of marketing buzzwords that go for user profiles, so we like to just call them user profiles because it's a user profile. I don't know why I'd call it anything different. But this helps us to identify and get a caricature of your audience, the type of people that you're wanting to begin marketing to. And so we're going to do an exercise because we are in Pullman. We do have a lot of variation in Pullman. There's a lot of different people that come in and out because in my mind, as a kid, I remember going to where Heritage Tire Center is. That used to be the old U-Haul. And my dad being able to go in there and say, "Hey, Bob, I just need a U-Haul for a half day." Bob turns around, grabs keys, throws them to my dad, says, "Hey, how are the kids doing? Family's good? Okay. I'll do the paperwork, see you later." And that was the interaction. They might talk about how they wrestled in high school. They might talk about, "Oh, hey, did you see so-and-so's farm is doing this?" Like that was just the mentality. Everyone knew each other. Everyone was from Pullman. But these days, Pullman is 80% transplants, where people did not grow up here and stay here. Majority of us moved and stayed or came out for college and stayed. And it's a wild town for that. I've never seen a demographically diverse place like that has that profile. Most people stay within 6 miles of where they grew up. Like that is the American average. But here in Pullman, it's just wildly different. So then if we were to say, okay, let's make a user profile of a typical Pullman person. And actually, I'll let you guys help me with this exercise. Do we want to do a student profile or a Pullmanite profile?
Let's do a Pullmanite.
Pullmanite. All right. All right, and then what is and I'm just going to call them a Pullmanite up here, but what's their name? We need a name just to fill out the caricature.
Linda.
Linda. Ooh, all right. And then how old is Linda?
She's 57.
Okay. Is she still working?
No, she got to early retire.
Ooh, early retired. Was that from COVID or did she plan for that?
Ooh, gosh, I forgot to ask her. I think it was COVID.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So from a few other people, who's your caricature of Linda? Like, what does she drive? What does Linda drive? Does she still have kids at home?
She stayed home with her grandkids
During
COVID.
She got a bunch of grandkids.
She got a bunch of grandkids. She must have a Subaru.
She must have a Subaru.
Yeah. I was going to say Subaru.
It's the Forester, you know it is.
Forester.
Okay, so that's what she drives. Is she tech savvy? Ish? And so then she's probably muddling around with her iPhone?
If she's living with her grandkids, she might know a bit more about.
Oh, that's true. The kids are helping her out a little bit. Jamil, what'd you say?
I said the grandkids are doing most of the
Yeah.
on the phone and computers.
Gotcha. Okay, so she's okay, then does she have an iWatch?
57. Yeah, she does.
Like she probably got it for Christmas one year?
Steps.
Tony says no.
It's the heart rate.
No.
Her steps, watching her heart rate.
She spends
Basically my
all
mom
over.
right
I know.
I'm like, she drives a Subaru, she's 37.
So then why would she not want the watch? Why does she resist the watch?
Too much technology.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm just gonna take that one.
Okay.
Well, she likes to garden and stuff too, so she doesn't want to have the iWatch on, get all dirty and stuff.
Ooh.
She spends all her money on the grandkids anyway.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Money on grandkids. My folks live literally 1 block over from me in the house that my dad was born in. And so like being able to like toss them over to grandma's house, it's amazing. And they love it. My kids love my grandparents. It's a wonderful symbiotic relationship. Okay, so she's doing that. Does she do other activities? Like she's with her grandkids, but is she like involved in the community? Does she like to play pickleball? I don't know what
She
people.
likes to bird watch.
Ouch, Tony!
actually my Pullman mom.
Yeah, it's. I love it. I love it. Okay, so if she's on retirement, how much income is she probably cumulatively receiving?
44,000 a year.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why she doesn't have that iWatch.
Yeah.
Okay. What else does she like to do? Where does she shop?
Grocery outlet.
Grocery outlet. Yeah, for
Grocery
sure.
outlet.
Okay. Now is it grocery outlet all the time, or is it like mostly
Walmart.
Walmart
Winco?
grocery outlet.
Grocery
Walmart
outlet.
and grocery. Okay. Gotcha.
I like this.
Okay. All right. Linda's fun. And she's probably been here a while. She's hanging out with the kids. She's doing different things. So then what in her story just motivates her on a day-to-day basis? Like why does Linda get out of bed in the morning?
Well, she loves family.
Grandkids, yeah.
Yeah, family.
It's all about family and grandkids.
And so then let's try and take that one step deeper. Why does family matter that much?
Because she came from
Yeah, she worked hard, right? Well, but if we consider like economic prosperity and just the way that like ours, especially in Pullman, yeah, my folks did climb hills uphill both ways to get to school in the rain and snow and sleet. Like that was literal because Pullman's built on a hill.
right.
That's
Cougar Cats.
yeah. So like those are steep hills. And I remember my dad saying, "Yeah, I bet my dad $1 that I could bike up it," and he didn't believe me. So I made $1. It's like actually that would be tough to bike up. And $1 is a lot of money back in the 50s. But when we think in those terms, like not everyone had grass lawns, not everyone had nice insulated houses, not everyone had 2 cars, not everyone had the amenities that our current kids have, right? So she has a kind of a different mentality, but in her mind, family is still number one. It is still number one. So in her story, what does making family number one look like on a day-to-day basis?
Going to the grandkids' sporting events. She lives for that. And Cougar Football Saturday with her grandson.
Actually, I think that's a really important note because I think there's a loss of essence of that Cougar spirit sometimes in the local community, where the old timers, they have just the most original Cougar gear. I remember the windows being painted with the Butch the Coug stand-up figures and the mascot everywhere. I don't see that as much anymore, but she remembers, and so she still has that spirit alive. So then, what does she have to do to make that happen?
Give time, right?
Yeah.
I mean, to make that happen, she has to push other things aside. This is most important. So her time, all of her time, goes to this.
Yeah. So she's probably waking up maybe 6, 7 a.m., goes out and gardens a little bit, especially during the summer season.
Gets
Before
breakfast.
gets breakfast, make sure it's not too hot out. But then by either 9 a.m. or by probably 2 p.m., 3 p.m., right, when school's getting out, she's ready for the kids.
She's got an activity planned.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to Sunnyside Park today.
Yeah. Yeah, she always has the plan. So then we have kind of this base story, and we are shortcutting. Like usually we spend like 2 hours with the client on this. Like this can take a long time. But then if this is Linda and this is her story, what does Linda need to complete her story on that day-to-day basis?
Connection with the grandkids.
Yeah. Ooh, that's actually really good. She wants activities and even like just discussions, right, with the kids that feel like she's having that connection point. Like the kids are getting it. Whatever it is, she's wanting that connection, getting it with the kids. What else? What else does she need?
I'm gonna say a local coffee shop. My mom goes to the same one every morning.
Okay.
So a place.
Yeah.
Like her place.
The place.
What they
It's gotta be
consider the
family
third
friendly.
place. What's that?
It's gotta be family friendly where the kids can run around.
Right.
Grab things and be
Bruce
loud.
Books.
My mom
Yeah.
brings her dogs.
I would go to Bruce Books.
It's a little hard with a 5-year-old. It's been interesting training him on that one. But yeah, no, she wants to feel like she has community. That's my place. That's where I go. My barista knows my name. They know my drink. They start making my drink the moment I walk in the
Yes.
door. What else does she need?
Well, she needs, we talked about it in the demographics,
Mm-hmm.
the grocery outlet, Walmart. She needs to be able to afford
Yeah.
you know, the food to feed her, you know, grandkids, right? Not just go buy cheap cereal, but to be able to cook for them.
Okay, what else does she need to fulfill her story?
Back to the affordable food, what about free activities that
Yeah.
are engaging for educational, free,
Or low cost, yeah.
yeah, or low cost. So she can take the 5 grandkids to the Police Discovery Science Center for an educational
Yeah.
afternoon.
Yeah, mud skippers on Thursdays.
Yes.
That's where my wife goes on Thursdays.
Swimming pool, she needs a pass. She needs
Oh,
a
yeah.
family pass to the pool.
Yeah, no, I like it. Maybe one more item.
Well, she needs somebody to give her a break sometimes too.
Yeah, she needs a break.
So cheap
That's
daycare or I don't know.
So,
Bingo.
Yeah, bingo or a book club. Or
Zumba.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Zumba in the mornings.
Water
Zumba.
aerobics or something.
Yeah, there you go. She's got that pass.
I love it. Okay, so in this part of the profile, we usually have a business that we're working with. Because then we can say, business, what solutions can we provide Linda? And so then we're actually in a kind of a cool spot of like, okay, so if we were doing this and making a new business, what kind of business should we give Linda? What kind of business should exist downtown?
We need a McDonald's-like, but with decent food, play area that grandma can sit and visit with her friend while the kids are playing.
A hometown restaurant.
You guys
Yeah.
ever been to
That's
Jungle Gyms in
cute.
Grangeville?
Jungle Gym.
Yeah.
Jungle
Maybe.
Gyms.
Jungle Gym or
It's my business
jumper
plan. I'll
place.
make it.
That
If I
serves
retire my
food
plan.
there.
It's going in where Wingers is now. I'm excited.
Wait, what's going on where Wingers?
Nothing yet until I get my life together.
Well, because in some
like
ways,
all over
like
that.
my caricature is like Chuck E. Cheese's, but like
Yeah.
Chuck E. Cheese or Discovery Zone. I don't know if you guys remember Discovery
I
Zones.
do, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love Chuck E. Cheese. They're beautiful.
Right.
That robot
So-
was terrifying.
DZ Discovery.
Zone, yeah.
The robot
I think
rat-
of those things though, like Chuck E. Cheese. I mean, honest to God, that was a once-a-year thing.
Yeah.
Would have had to kill the kids.
And that's where Discovery Zone was a little bit different because they had more physical activities, less games. And the Jungle Gym
Not
things,
so loud. Ugh.
I mean, you have,
Trampoline places are pretty good too.
yeah, trampoline, yeah.
Those kids love that.
And then there was that place in Moscow on the south end. It was like a
Oh, bonkers.
bonkers.
That's
Oh,
church
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
But you can go to
Zappos.
gymnastics.
Oh,
Yeah, gymnastics.
did you wait?
They have open gyms on Fridays for kids.
So far, it's all
Brother,
about
I like
kids.
Jungle Gyms because they serve
Yeah.
beer.
I was just gonna say, that's why I go to
I
Zappos.
know she's
fess
only
up to that one.
57, but a senior center would give her a chance to interact with people her own age.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what should the senior center be doing? What should the senior center be doing that blesses Barb, or Linda, that blesses her in such a way that like she wants to go to the senior center?
There's gotta be
Bingo
a bar
every
there.
Wednesday night.
Pull tabs.
Pull tabs.
That's like
Little
budget
tab,
version of
bingo.
adult.
Yeah.
Well,
Bingo, yeah.
and hopefully organized bird watching events.
There you go.
Or bunko.
Absolutely.
Our bunko.
I'm thinking I just like bingo.
Senior trips.
Keep saying it over and over again.
I love it.
Bingo. That's more
I love it. So at this time, we're going to transition and have each of you at your table make one for your business. But yeah, no, grab a piece of paper, and we're going to take the next 15 minutes to just work on a profile and work with the people that are in or around you for your business, and then present and talk about your caricature with each person at your business. Present to each other your Linda. Present to each other your Bob, your Larry, your Frank. All right, everybody, we're gonna kind of wind it down a little bit. that being said, from each table, which one had the best user profile, or the one that you guys would like to share from each table?
So mine is for medical transportation. John is 53. He's a dialysis patient. He needs services twice a week. He is wheelchair bound. He has to travel to Spokane. That's the only place to do dialysis. His story, services are limited. There's only 3 companies and they service the whole Palouse, so they don't have enough vehicles and people to service them. He's on a set income and he has to use special mobility services because they can't afford to pay out of pocket. His needs is reasonable rates for transportation, prompt pickup and drop-offs, great customer service, assistance with getting in and out of the vehicle and shopping, the ability to have a personal life after health hours. Because during work hours, they only get services from 8 to 5. So it's kind of important for them to have a life after 5 o'clock. The solution is customer service, snacks and beverages because of the distance of the rides. Create a relationship because this is medical transportation and it's continuous and mandatory. So the relationship you build with the person will have you keep driving.
Excellent.
Thank you.
So for demographic, I went with a 63-year-old, recently retired professor who is living off of living off of savings and rental income. And then needing a new roof on her house. So my original solution was to do lower cost, but I think doing something that would be more geared towards higher quality and more reliability would be a little bit better solution. So.
All right. So that being said, we do have to clear out in the next 10 to 15 minutes, but please keep talking, enjoy each other, grab more coffee. I did notice that one of them is a little bit overfull, so you should drain it and get more coffee. But then have more donuts, sweetbreads, etc. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come and visit with us. Once again, I do want to thank our sponsors, the Southeastern Washington Economic Development Association, the Pullman Chamber of Commerce, and Avista Utilities. So enjoy the rest of the week, this beautiful day. See ya.